Hello and welcome to the TauLang Q&A update for August. So let's get into your Q&A questions right now. And the first question is from Hudson Mohawk, and they ask, it feels like after TauLang, there's still much work left. What's your capacity to proceed with development over the next years? And is there a plan to hire more devs to speed up? Yeah, absolutely. You're right. There is a lot of work left to do. We've made a lot of progress. This year, we're going to be releasing the Alpha Tau language. And as you guys know, we're also working in tandem on the testnet. Now, the testnet requires you guys to be involved as well. It's not going to be just us that are going to be creating the rules. So as testnet evolves, it's going to be evolving alongside your input. In terms of our capacity to proceed with development, we have a solid runway to be able to do so. We are raising funds. We are going to be increasing the team size, but right now our main goals are testnet and Tau language. The next question is from Addis, and he asks, will you do anything for scammed funds before the mainnet launch? Now, it's totally possible we can do this. People have asked us in the past, can we track down stolen funds? Can we freeze them and so on so people don't move from the current placeholder token to the mainnet token? Now, we do have to do this with extreme care. And that's something we're going to be looking into a bit further down the line, closer to mainnet launch. So right now, it's not something that we need to deep right now. But we need to make sure that we're extremely cautious, because if we get it wrong once, things will be really catastrophic. So that's something we're going to be looking into in much more depth at a later date. Cheers. The next question is from Stoic, and they ask, why is it difficult to gather appeal from bright minds? It seems that Tau has interesting applications in the majority of high-impact areas, but interest has yet to flourish. Over to you, Killian.
Yes, well, so already a couple of years ago, we started gathering appeal in the past and formed the scientific advisory board with world-renowned scientists like Professor Franconi and Professor Paris, who are really first-class experts in exactly the areas where we need them. And the issue, I think, still is that we haven't released our products yet, so it's difficult for people to experience the real benefits from Tau firsthand. And that's exactly what we're working now on, to get the products out. And once that is done, I believe that it will be much easier for us to attract more world-class scientists and other experts in their respective fields to our project.
Absolutely, and I agree with Killian on that one. And essentially, seeing is believing, right? So I think we're going to be able to convince a lot more people once we can show what we've been up to. And the next question is from Sir Andrew, and he asks, once Tau has executed the codes, proofs will guarantee users that it works. No need to rerun again. Is this another way to avoid state explosion?
So for proof of execution, as we previously called the guarantee that you get correct results without having to rerun the program yourself, but by simply running the proof, which will be logarithmically shorter. This mechanism is known how to do for BDD libraries. And we have not yet the time to extend these results to the back engine for the Tau language that we are currently using, because it uses more than just the BDD library. And for this reason, we still need to research how to extend this, but we believe it will work, and we will start working on it as soon as it fits into the schedule.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Luca. And the next question again is from Sir Andrew, and he asks, what are base boolean algebra found inside the curly bracket as mentioned in the Tau demo? And what is its purpose?
So a Tau formula specifies a program in the sense that you give input to the program. An interpreter like Engine runs the formula and returns output. So communication basically happens over input and output streams. And these streams are exactly base Boolean algebras. So in the alpha release that we are working on right now, the two base Boolean algebras are simple Boolean functions represented by BDDs, and the Tau language itself, which is the fundamental base Boolean algebra, so to speak. And the Tau language is programmed in such a way that it's extensible, so that you can add more base Boolean algebras later, while everything works consistently. So for example, we can add some size n Boolean algebra to do fixed bit arithmetic, for example, and then you could do or you could communicate and also program tau formulas that use this fixed bit arithmetic, because this is, as it turns out, also Boolean algebra. And in that sense, you can extend tau really over any, I should say language maybe, that forms a Boolean algebra, and integrate it into the software. I hope this answers the question. Yeah, and maybe just to add to this answer, because we have received multiple questions about the BDD type in our in the Tau language. So in the past, we called the type BDD, but this is about to change. And what was previously denoted in the grammar by BDD will soon be denoted by SBF. And SBF exactly stands for simple Boolean functions. And this name of BDD really just refers to the internal representation and is not the type. But we will clarify again once we make the actual change. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Luca. And the next question is from Dana, and he asks, for Ohad, what are your thoughts on the debate about AI replacing programming? If it does happen, would it accelerate the Tau development? And will the patents protect the ecosystem?
Yeah, of course, I'm a big believer, and not only believer, I can see it very, very clearly that software development is about to change, and it will not be in what people usually call AI, which is machine learning. It will be in the logical AI way, and it will be in the Tau way, because apparently the Tau language is the only reasonable software specification language that exists. And yes, it is already fully protected by patents.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Ohad. And the next question again is from Dana, and he asks, will we still see Agoras live, or are we skipping to Agoras? So as you guys know, that we're going to be seeing Agoras when it comes to mainnet. So we're not going to be skipping Agoras live at all, but we're going to be prioritizing our efforts and focus on the main things right now, which are Tau language and the testnet release. And the next question is from Dana, and he asks, considering the rise of censorship globally, has the team factored in these geopolitical and legal challenges in their mainnet and testnet design decisions?
Yes, so indirectly, definitely. I mean, our ultimate goal is to release a network that is completely decentralized, meaning completely in the hands of all of its users collectively. So it's not us as dictators saying how the network should regulate itself based on censorship or external regulations. Ultimately, there is the possibility for all users to decide how they want to adhere to regulations and censorship rules, external censorship rules. And the network has complete capability to adhere to any such external regulation. It really depends on how the users want to shape the network.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Killian. And the next question is from Sunny, and they ask, it was mentioned that Compute for Tau will be more CPU based. Can home users run a node for the blockchain?
Yes, so that is correct. Tau will be mostly CPU intensive and will not at the beginning use a GPU at all. And of course, yes, you can run a node, your own Tau node for sure.
And Sunny's second question is, when will the Tau language and school tutorials begin?
Yes, so for the schools and tutorial, we're looking at wrapping up the release first, but we're working on a lot of samples that will later on become tutorials. And that will be coming necessarily after the release of Tau language.
The next question is from Dennis, and he asks, on July the 25th, Fola declared $200 worth of Agoras to community members that can explain what TauNet is. Is it that no one submitted an answer, or that the exercise is no longer valid?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So yeah, this competition has been finished. The whole point was that you send me a DM explaining what TauLang is, and then we'll put it to the team and basically announce who are the winners. There are probably around 20 different community members that messaged me. Some of them received the award of $50 in Agoras. Some of them have received 200, and there are also part of the community members who had a second try to explain what it is. So just to let you know, like if you didn't manage to do this competition, there will be more. For instance, the current one that we are running. So there will be a chance for you to get the Agoras if you manage to participate in this competition. So yeah, the previous one was done, and yeah, keep forward to look into the more competitions in the future.
Thank you very much, Igor. And just to add that there was a bit of a win-win here because we want as many community members to understand TauLang as possible. This is why we gave many community members the option to try again with a bit more direction. So, feel free to continue to message us and tell us what TauLang is. Cheers. And the next question is from Sir Andrew, and he asks, how will TauLang guarantee to secure the credit for the contributors of the idea or code or the knowledge?
Okay, yeah, that's easy enough. I don't see that to be a problem at all because all transactions and all, including a knowledge exchange, will be tagged with the user's address, so we'll know what everybody is saying. So, and everything will be recorded. So, I don't think it's going to be a problem keeping track of who mentioned an idea first. So, that is virtually guaranteed.
And the next question from Sir Andrew is, the more users participate on TauLang, the more computational resources available. Is this one good way to avoid state explosion as users can help each other do the compute?
Yeah, as Lucas said before, there are some thoughts, that there are some at least partial ways, but for a complete solution, we still didn't really think about it. We will reach there with time.
And the next question, again from Sir Andrew, is, consequences are more interesting than the decision itself. Will TauLang be able to map out the millions of possible outcomes as this may lead to state explosion? And is there a limit?
There can be not millions, but infinite consequences. And indeed, it's not very practical to ask for a list of all consequences. What is more practical is to ask whether something is a consequence, and then you get a yes/no answer.
All right, fantastic. Thanks so much, Ohad. And the next question is from Mohammed, and he asks, does 10 years reflect extensive development and overcoming challenges, highlighting the project's scale and complexity, or was there a lot of inactivity during this period? I wasn't here for the whole 10 years, but I can tell you that a lot has been achieved so far. We have developed an extremely powerful language that is capable of referring to its own sentences. Ahad has released very important research, not just for the development of TauLang, but for software development in general. And we are close now to testnet. And again, as you guys know, with mainnet, we will be the most powerful blockchain. So I don't think 10 years has been at all any time wasted whatsoever. And the next question is from Mohammed, and he asks, is Tau poised to lead the no-code revolution? With its innovative approach, could it achieve global recognition akin to NVIDIA?
Yes, Tau has the potential to completely transform software development as we know it. Nowadays, even with no-code tools, they work with code in the background, and you usually have to describe how the software should work and not just what you want to achieve. And with Tau, you basically just describe what you want to achieve, and your description serves as the software itself, and it can be executed. So, and not just that you can do it as a solo developer, but you can add as many team members as you want to that development process. Everybody just describes what software they want, and that description, or Tau, calculates also the agreed upon description, or so to say specification of that software, and that then exists as the executable software. And you also are supplied with a proof that the software is guaranteed to be accurate according to your description. So ultimately anyone using Tau, anyone will be able to become a developer, and you will see large-scale software projects that so far are unheard of, and that as at an ease, and that is also unheard of. So it will take some time, but that's the long-term vision of Tau.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Killian. And the next question is, how is the derivatives market and computer resources market related to proof of correctness, consensus detection, and knowledge market, resulting from a functional Tau language?
So those things result from a functional Tau language because Tau language is what allows things that you say to happen. That sounds very simple and very complex at the same time. You say what you want to happen, like in derivative market, you say if certain price reach certain value at certain time, then something happens and so on, and then it will happen, right? So a language where what you say actually happens, that's basically a software specification language, and that's a very complex thing. That's very easy to say, but very hard to do. So for this reason, all those things result from a function in Tau language. And in fact, we will not even need to implement those things. You just say what you want to say, and it will simply happen.
All right, brilliant. Thank you very much, Ohad. And the next question is, how will TauLang deal with things like Bernays Schönfinkel classes? Their satisfiability is decidable, but NEXP-Complete.
Well, those are very different things. So the Bernays Schönfinkel fragment, like many other similar fragments, is a fragment of first-order logic. The general abstract first-order logic, but the Tau language is a first-order theory of very specific class of structures of atomless Boolean algebras. So those things are very different and very incomparable. You will not be able, at least not in the way that I see, and definitely not trivially, to take a decidable fragment of first-order logic and just combine it with the Tau language. You could use it as a base logic, that's fine. But to be at the same, in the same level, I mean, so that there is the Tau language and there are the base logics underneath, but to be not as a base logic, but in the same level, integrated more fully in the Tau language, that's very hard to say because of this distinction I just said. The Bernays Schönfinkel fragment is not a theory of certain class of structures, general abstract first-order logic, but the Tau language is about the theory of atomless Boolean algebras extended with temporal aspects.
All right, fantastic. That wraps it up for the August Q&A questions. Thank you very much, Ohad, and thank you to all of you for all your questions. Cheers.